Today I'm going to begin a quest. This is something that has been frustrating me for years, and it has to do with this car right here. I bought this car in 2000, so that's almost 14 years ago. And this is a W109 300 SEL 3.5. And it has the air suspension. If you're not familiar with this car, it's very similar to the W108. But the 109 designation means it has a little bit different suspension, and it's controlled by compressed air. And man, when it's working right, this car is a dream to drive. But if any of you have owned a 112 or a 109, you know the frustration when you go out to the garage and the car is sitting down on the ground. And I've been working on this car on and off for 12 years, and probably the reason I have not finished it is because of the frustration of the air suspension. I've tried rebuilt valves, I've put new bags on it, I've sealed all the lines with new O-rings, I've taken the valves apart myself and tried to fix them, and still this car will stay up for about a week to 10 days and then down it comes. Now, I don't drive it all the time. I know if I drove it more often, I probably wouldn't have these problems. But recently, a good friend of mine and a German engineer who also has owned one of these has told me he's figured out the problem with these air suspensions. It has to do with the mechanicals inside the leveling valves. So I'm going to get this car into the shop. I'm going to pull the valves off, and I'm going to send them off to my friend Martin, and he's going to overhaul them for me. And hopefully that'll put an end to my sagging 109. Now, let me give you a little history. When I got the car, it had a bad engine. I was able to acquire a really pristine wrecked 108 with 120,000 miles. It had beautiful navy blue leather, and you can see the leather in this car is just gorgeous, and it's got one sweet running early V8 engine. And for those of you who don't know, this was the first year of the small block Mercedes V8. It's kind of like the beginning of an engine that they produced in various forms up until the early 1990s. And you can look in here at the dash, you say, oh, Kent, a lot of my dash parts are missing. Well, I pulled the wood and I've refinished it, and I'm getting it ready to install. So we're going to do a series of videos on this little sweetheart, starting with the suspension and replacing the wood and doing some work on the heater blower motor, and maybe a few other videos that you might find very interesting. I just love these 109s, and I really hope that I can get this air suspension working again. So in the next part, you're going to see this thing up on the lift, and we're going to show you how we pull the valves out of this car.